Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go!
Third! The Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. No one. And of course, you gotta get the Coffin skin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Let's take two here on the Mike the Ref Twitch channel. Good to see everybody here. Hey, Nats, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'll be honest, I saw you getting a little flambéed earlier this afternoon. Just lurking in another stream there, so I hope you're doing okay. Best thing I can say is different streamers have different standards for what they want, and it's a Wild West kind of thing, so you're always welcome here, my friend. So good to see everybody here today as we are getting to another Thursday night collision, which I don't know if I want it the norm or not. It just seems like it's a good spot. Like, tonight's going to be a lot of fun. Like, don't get me wrong. We're going to have a great card going on tonight. We got they're actually, I think they're putting Mercedes on the main event tonight based on the poster that they're doing for tonight. We got CML Trios action. We got Kyle Fletcher, Jay Lethal, Josh Alexander, AR Fox, Commander and Speedball Bailey versus LFI, which we talked about yesterday. Paragon versus Grizzly Young Vets. That is going to be a humdinger of a match. Then we got the contract signing with Nigel and Daniel Garcia against FTR. And then Reyna Isis out of CML is going to be taking on Mercedes in a TBS Eliminator, which I think we all know Mercedes is probably going to win that going into Double or Nothing here this Sunday. But I have to say the biggest news for today so far has to be the death by 1,000 cuts going on. And when I mean that, I mean, you have Mercedes losing. She will not take her first loss against the CML wrestler ahead of her Double or Nothing match. I don't see it. That first loss is going to mean a whole hell of a lot. And I think it's going to be on Sunday. But you know what? If it happens, it happens. I will give you all the kudos in the world to it. But yeah, apparently we're supposed to be getting 2 more matches booked for Double or Nothing tonight, according to reports. And yes, I do read a little bit of reports. It'd be really cool to see her lose. I want to see her lose all her confidence in when she has that TNT title on the line. So I agree with you. It would be really cool to see that. But I think you get Jamie that extra boost by giving that first loss to Mercedes. And I think that's a little oyster on the, little cherry on top. Little oyster for the sauce. To make Jamie versus Mercedes, or Jamie versus Tony, potentially be the main event at All In. But yeah, what do you guys think about the death of 1,000 cuts by WWE, who announced that they announced that they're pulling out of New Orleans for WrestleMania, but they're getting Money in the Bank 2026. And potentially, from what I've heard, they're going to Vegas again because Vegas offered more money. So they're like, oh, no, we're going to give you that back. We're going to give you something else. It just goes to show you that they are chasing the money, right? And don't get me wrong, any promoter should. Like, that's what promoters do. They chase the money and they try to maximize the revenue they can. But it just I don't know if TKO realizes how stupid they look doing stuff like this. But more importantly, do they care? Because they'll put on, the thing is, the wrestlers bail out the whole situation because they have such great talent there, right?
The following program
Honestly, Nats, I don't know how much AAA you watched. I don't think there's going to be much of a change there. Hey, Eric. Do you think Collision needs to move the Thursday nights? I'm not sure. I'm really not. I think Saturday... Honestly, I would keep... My personal prediction's always been the same. It seems like they've started a little late here, but my personal belief has always been, can we do, as we're opening up here, if we could do Collision earlier on a Saturday, instead of 8:05, do 6:05, the old TBS spot, because that's what originally Saturday night was back in the 90s. I really love this. By the way, skipping to the show right now. I'll double back on the comment here. I know we're going to get jumbled here, but it's great to see Adam Cole here, just straight up. Let's just call that a spade a spade. But, no, I think the numbers aren't as bad as people say they are. Just nobody gets told what the numbers are. So they make up their own, and when you make up your own numbers, it's going to fit your own narrative. And then, well, as far as I'm concerned, if TNT wants that shot on a Saturday, they're going to get it on a Saturday. As a fan, I'd love to see it earlier on a Saturday, or you know what, a Thursday wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but at the same time, go watch TNA. TNA is available on a Thursday. And apparently at Bound for Glory, they're supposed to announce a new TV deal, which that didn't make sense because it's still 4 months away. But yeah, we talked about this last night, chat, by the way. If you don't remember, Triller, there's been some clarification now. Triller apparently hasn't been able to make enough money to file their taxes properly. So it looks like Triller might be a little out of their element here in terms of actually being a business soon. Which sort of makes sense why we got to pick it up on Amazon or YouTube or ppv.com or your cable provider. I'm in the TV business, but Mike, do you think the networks like live wrestling over a movie rerun for the 100th time? Yes. Any live content they can get for relatively cheap will be the ability for them to keep more stuff going. We got Excalibur on Collision tonight. And I love the fact that there was such a positive response to Adam Cole being on commentary the first time he was there. I think it was at Hammerstein. The fact that he gets to work again. And honestly, it's bringing himself a great future here. All right, the pop for Nigel better be good here tonight. That's all I got to say about this. FTR a good here. Yeah, like FTR. Do you guys say FTR better as a face or a heel? Because I'll straight up and say them being heels is usually a lot better. They play it up so much better than they do a face. But when you're that good, and let's face it, AEW blurs the lines a little bit between face and heel. at the best of times. Because this is going to cook. Almost forgot we're getting collision. Hey, David. Good to see you here tonight as well, my friend. Always good to have everybody popping in, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Twitch. I am so glad we're back on YouTube now that my computer's somewhat fixed. Love the Pinnacle. Stokely's so pissed about this introduction. Nigel, with all the medical struggles that he had, the reason that he had to leave wrestling altogether, I think it was hepatitis is what he had. And he just couldn't, and the fact that he just, anybody that would book him wouldn't give him work. Said he didn't have enough money to pay his work.
One more for the good guys.
David, thank you for the subscription over on YouTube. We are now officially 850 subscribers over on the YouTube channel. You just made it 850. We're on the road to 1,000. Thank you for doing that for us, David. I love that Cash is out here trying to talk. He should just have a Glock in his hand. Isn't that the way it works? Just a little... And almost as many followers as Ovi has goals. That deserves a goal. And Tony Schiavone is goated. I like the fact that he, especially on Collision, he's a little bit more free to go. Well, he is trying to listen, but all you do is talk. Uh-huh. Well, at least Dax is going to sign it while Cash is talking, right? I love the fact that Garcia's sort of sitting here on the side, right? Tony on Collision is like how Mike Tenay had it on The thing about Tony is the fact he's not as technical as Mike Tenay was. Because Mike Tenay was a wrestling encyclopedia like Excalibur. Wonder when Cedric Alexander... I could see Alexander either coming here or else showing up at All In. And I don't mean tonight. I mean this Sunday. Yeah, Mike Tenay was mad smart in there, yeah. Like, he was a wrestling encyclopedia. He just got burned by TNA. Or he might still be doing this to this day. Instead, I think he's in sports betting now. Nats, I think... I think Tony was around way before Mike Tenay was. Like, hell, Tony Schiavone was working... I think he was working AWA a little bit. Or NWA, that's right. And of course, Zodiac's here for Black Adam. We are praying for no Heidi game tonight. For you youngins, look up the Heidi game. You know exactly what I'm talking about from Saturday. Hope you're doing well, Zodiac. I know you got to record later tonight, so. Jim Ross and Tony, yeah, they came through NWA, AWA.
But the thing is, no matter what they say, no matter how you feel, I see you walking down those hallways every single week. I see that look in your eyes. It's the same look in
In '89, Tony went from old W. That's true. That's true.
when you were wrestling Bryan Danielson.
He was trying to get a job at
Ring of Honor champions of all time.
in classic WWE or WWF. Sorry.
And Nigel, no matter
Hell, Bischoff was there before going for a tryout too.
I know, and everybody here knows
Yep.
that you still got it.
I still feel we're gonna get a Danielson and Danielson McGuinness tag team here somewhere in this.
And Nigel, if I'm not getting the Nigel McGuinness that I know and that they know that you can be, you don't even got to bother signing that contract.
Ooh.
All right, Dan, you gonna sign it?
Watch Punk versus. That would have been fun to watch.
Now, whether I've still got it or not, we'll find out on Sunday night. A double or nothing. But before I sign that contract, I need your word. I need your guarantee, whatever that's worth nowadays, that after Sunday, no matter what happens, win, lose or draw, you don't touch Tony Schiavone or me ever again.
Sign it. Uh-oh, Tony's getting hit tonight.
You don't talk to Tony Schiavone or me ever again. In fact, you don't even look at Tony Schiavone at me ever again. Because if you do, I promise you, it'll be top guys out for good.
Wow. Here we go. But you know what? He made a technicality after the match. Therefore,
What are you saying here on the contract? Wait a second. Hey, New Mexico.
didn't FTR say a few years ago they're retiring for?
I want you to look me in the eyes while you sign.
They're always going to say that.
You're gonna look me in the eyes because I gotta know.
It's like everybody saying they want to go back to the Toronto Maple Leafs after what happened last week.
Nigel, you say
Keeps your value up.
when it was all about you. It's 2025, Nigel, and you've got a family. You've got a beautiful family you need to think about.
You got a family. You got to be a family.
I know the wrestling business has beat you up through the years. But if you want myself and Cash to finish the job, sign the contract. But just know, if you sign that contract,
This crowd doesn't want to hear Dax. He just wants them to sign it and say to hell with it right now.
if you sign the contract, what happens Sunday at Double or Nothing, we hold no responsibility for. Or, Nigel, you can turn around, get out of the ring, walk all the way over to the commentary desk where you belong, and we can forget about it.
Oh, God. Like, you know, we've talked about. You know how we talked about AEW just. Some of these promos just go a little too long. Dax is getting into that range.
I'm only going to ask you this once. Don't put your hands on me again. Nigel, whoa.
Darby climbed out. Yeah, he's on his way down already.
Whoa, why are you so serious? Why are you so serious?
And I'm very happy for him. He actually planted an AEW flag on the peak.
Personal,
Something nobody could take back.
personal. I would have already splattered your nose across your face. But this is business. This is
Dax has always done that. Yeah, like Dax and MJF have that same technique where they have a great promo, but then it just seems like they hit a peak and it just, ugh.
This pass is breaking point. Going after Dax and Cash. Now look at cheap shot
There you go. There's an arm bar to... Nigel will sign. I think it's semantics at this point. Cash steals the security guard's chair to sit down on. This is awesome. So are they going to leave Tony and Nigel off commentary tonight completely? Wouldn't be the worst thing to do based on the situation. Nigel, don't bring up souls. We deserve it. We deserve it. Man, you know what? Okay, here we go. Tony's got some interesting tidbits. Let's go. Okay. Does anybody here think that Mina's going to beat Tony? Does anybody? I think the streak ends at All In. I think both heavyweight titles change. Would be cool, but no, you don't. Yeah. Because I don't think you're going to have Mina taking on... Mina Mercedes, for the learned fan, would be decent. Mina Jamie would be like, all right, it's a good match. I know when I see Mina, I beat... Wait, no. Thanks. I'll throw that in there for you. Like, seriously, how many more people are we going to get out here for these matches? Mina wins and gets her rematch for the strap back. Mina would be... Against Mina would be... I think they want... Oh, against Mariah, yeah. Well, unfortunately, that's not going to happen because the winner of the Owen Hart tournament gets the shot at Double or Nothing, or gets a shot at All In, right? Unless they're going to do it sooner. Isn't it great? We get Don Callis on commentary again. So we're going to have like a five-person commentary desk for this match. Like Mama Rhodes on a pole match.
No, please, no.
When it comes to heel Callis, I actually like that. I like when Callis is being a heel, he really does show a lot of unbiasedness. Like, he will analyze like a commentator, but when he has to turn that switch, he turns it in a great way and just goes. But yeah, seeing Bandito out here, like, having the ROH World Champion on regular TV quite often is a bit of a treat here, but I haven't had a chance to see how much he's actually on Ring of Honor TV, too. Callis must make at least a low Who knows? I don't even care. I just laugh. ROH is... No. Nats. They corrected it. Ring of Honor this week is going to be on Friday. It's running Jerry the Week on Friday. It runs before SmackDown's done. Hey, Nick. Good to see you here tonight. But yeah, they do that when Collision's on Thursday. They move ROH to Friday before SmackDown. Just because it doesn't make sense to have two of your products on at the same time, right? Because, yeah, you don't want to... It's bad enough that you're cannibalized against TNA right now. You don't need to be cannibalized against your own product. Because, yes, there are people that watch AEW and ROH on the regular. And some do prefer ROH. You do not know how hard this is right now. Just because, if you guys don't know, like, they are walking on 2x4s. Or, sorry, I guess it's 2x10s that go across, but watching it, they're not very secure underneath, so the bouncing on there is nuts. As we go into commercial break, which should be a picture-in-picture, but of course isn't. Watched Evolve on a lunch break. Yeah, Evolve, like, they're a minor league show. They're a good minor league show, and it's good indie wrestling. It's like what you would pick up on Triller and whatnot, so. Too bad ROH isn't on a TV deal and a longer show. They might have the... Give it time. Give it time. Like, I'm sorry. Developmental shows, and that let's face it, that's what ROH has become, as a developmental show for AEW. And look how long it took for NXT to actually get a deal on an actual broadcast channel. It took what? From the time it started to actually be considered a decent show, I'd say a good 6-7 years. And they only picked it up, what, in 2021? So, just wait. And I think the news of the day today, when it comes to wrestling in general, I think the biggest news today might be, like I was mentioning off the top of the show, a death of 1,000 cuts in terms of WWE now spiking their own foot for the fact they gave up on New Orleans and gave them Money in the Bank because WWE got a bigger offer from somewhere else. So, and David, yeah, LFG and Evolve are decent. Yes, they are. They're good indie shows, and that's what they're supposed to be. And I will counter your Tough Enough competition. You will not see the same kind of Tough Enough competition that you saw there. You will get LFG. Essentially, LFG is what Tough Enough was. And that's no slight to the athletes that are there, but yes, that is exactly what that is. So, and Money in the Bank's going to be huge for the man. Absolutely. Well, we'll figure out once everybody gets figured out for the match, though. Using their champions on the show, too. I got no issue with ROH champions being on AEW, but it shouldn't be on AEW TV more than ROH. At least they're out there. I simply put that. As long as they're out there. Nothing will be worse than the original NXT. No. That game show BS. CM Punk's your Money in the Bank favorite? Just because I want the world to burn. Logan Paul will win the Money in the Bank briefcase. That will go everywhere. That will go viral. That will be every wrestling fan absolutely hating it. And I want to see it. game show stuff was terrible. It's funny to watch because it's cringe, but as hell no, so bad. I would say NXT 1.0 was horrible. The Diva Search was 3 times as bad. So since they're doing their programming, I'm going to throw mine in right now. Sorry, David. I'll get your comment in a second here. While AEW is doing their countdown show immediately following Collision tonight, I'm doing WWE 2K25. We are on weeks 22 and 23. We're going to be running tonight over on the Twitch channels exclusively. So if you're unfamiliar, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. Sorry, I ran a little late. I didn't get it in the pin chats here, so I'll get a comment up there eventually here as we go. But NXT 2.0 was cool. Down south slang and rolling with these hustlers trying to get rid of all your haters and your busters. I'm not good at the rhymes. I'm not good at the rhythm. I really do love the 6-man work here. WWE 2K25 best WWE game ever. This generation, yes. I will still take Here Comes the Pain. I will still take Day of Reckoning over the old school ones. Even if you haven't had a chance to check those out, I highly recommend Retromania Wrestling if you haven't heard of it. It's a succession to a game called WrestleFest. One of the most famous arcade games ever. No Mercy is the most fun wrestling game if it decides not to erase it. Yeah. I'll give you that one, Zodiac. Definitely. But yeah, Day of Reckoning, I didn't mind. I still got to get through the rest of the story on that, but Day of Reckoning 2 could go F itself, even though it's a better game. The story mode, there's a 4-way cage match. The only way you can win it is if you buy the stunner and literally stun everyone with your special all in the same time. That way you're able to escape. Who booked that shit? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if you don't use any other finisher, it doesn't. One guy gets up before the chance you get out, right? A Tijuana cutter. Takeshita gonna eat a high-low? Didn't think so. There's Rocky. Oh, Total Recall. Oh. Oh, and here comes Archer. Callis is probably the blindest guy on the planet. Wouldn't you say so here, chat? You didn't see that. Half and half suplex there. Oh, no. Ugh. I love Shivani. Thank you for leaving. He's a dark man, no Diddy. Gotta break it up, hey. So they had to show up this grid here, and yeah, you notice that Triller is so far down the line right now. But yeah, I'll be picking it up on Prime just to. I want to see what it's like over there. Then after that, if it doesn't work out well, we'll try YouTube, which should have absolutely no problem whatsoever. So they're showing highlights of a guy that's not even in the damn match. Did they show Eddie Kingston there? They showed him knocking out Eddie Kingston when he broke his leg. Chat, we are going to be feasting well on that main event. What did you, for those that weren't in here last night, what did you think of the finish of Dynamite? With the fact they had the complete anarchy going off with Willow's music and everything going off. I can't freaking wait. I can't either. By the way, we will have a sidecast here, so please pull up a tab. We will be here all 5 hours. Yeah, it was a great finish, and I honestly think it's on purpose that they're not including Gabe Kidd in the match. He's just going to walk in. He's not authorized by New Japan, but he's going to walk in, do his stuff. When that music goes off, because you know music plays throughout Anarchy in the Arena, right? Once Eddie Kingston's music goes off and he comes out there, I wonder if he will actually come out with a gun. I know most of the time I kid about that stuff, but knowing Eddie Kingston, that is a 50-50 bet whether he would actually do it or not. Depends if he wants to kill somebody in the game of Minecraft or something. I don't know. Shout out to anybody that gets that reference. That vest looks like something that was made in 2K25. Like if you had seen Jamie Hayter's outfit, her jacket basically got her letters put on there. Yeah, she was on Dynamite, I do believe. They also got to start promoting the Super Show out in when AEW is coming down to Grand Slam Mexico. Sorry, that's what it's called. Oh, it's an open challenge. Okay, never mind. You ain't losing that. But it is funny, you know, she doesn't have her New Japan Strong title. But also, you know, if you want to get back into the old-fashioned rules and regulations, this title match here sort of supplicants the champion needs to defend the title every 30 days or something to that effect. Or maybe it's 90 days. I don't know what the rules are anymore. Every promotion's got something different, but... June 18th is going to be so much fun. Because think about it here. They go from June 18th. Is it... Sorry, excuse me. So are they going with Chicago residency into... they're doing Mexico City into Chicago? And then from Chicago, they go to Texas for All-In Week. Then they go to Philadelphia for a bunch. Then they're coming into Toronto for All Out. Well, I guess they got their European week as well in there, right? Just mixed in. Well, I guess the European week is right. We'll figure it out. They're going to have a lot of matches going on. Nope, didn't get a full statement maker out of it. Oh. Full finisher did not work here. Is that going to take over the swerve dance on the channel, folks? I sure as hell hope not. Ow. No, that was a hell of a start to the night here. And oh, I thought she was going to go for a backstabber there. Hell, could do an Oblivion. I do like the fact that Reina did not piss around there. It makes that move look a lot more realistic. Because Mercedes is there. She hit her back. She's just trying not to lose her balance. She's holding the ropes, trying to get up. And you're only going to have so much time that you're struggling to get yourself up. Reina, really quick, right on it. Going up for that leg drop there. It's one of those spots that drives me nuts if they don't do it right. 51 days. 51. Yeah, we got so much good wrestling on the card coming up, like all the way down. Wow. Is that like a butterfly slam there? No, the one thing I do like is having this show on Thursday before the pay-per-view. It allows you a little bit of leeway because, well, let's face it, if you have somebody that gets injured on this Thursday, you have 3 days to pivot for a new match. And the longer you get a chance to recover, to rebook, it's always an advantage, right? Lung blower out of nowhere. You notice they didn't call it a code breaker. Not that I think Jericho's gone. Don't even kid yourself. Don't even get lucky and think that. Now there's a backstabber if I've ever seen one. No, this whole match has been pretty awesome right now. And the fact we're getting this competitive of a match going into a pay-per-view just, what, 3 days away? She's covered up her face, too. Damn it. Well, Zodiac will be happy because they botched the finish when they were trying to do the other move. And, of course, here comes Jamie to ruin the parade. Oh, hi, Jamie. Money losing, yeah? I think so. I really do. These security guys are getting used quite a bit tonight. You don't build a winner prior to a pay-per-view. The one thing I've learned about AEW, Zodiac, and I think we all could be a consensus to this, a lot of the tropes that we're so used to just don't happen anymore in AEW. I think the best example we can give is the fact that wrestlers win at home. Even in meaningful matches. All right, we got commercial break here once again. Just want to say, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Twitch, thank you for being here. YouTube, just so you guys get the heads up for when we're up later. I'll put in the link to the Twitch chat for you. Just because when we start playing 2K25, we get DMCA'd real quick because we actually do play the entrance music for the wrestlers. And what I can do is in the edited video that goes up on our gaming channel later, it actually makes us, I can edit it out as we're going. So that's why I'm doing it. Chat, let me know while I'm typing this out, which match are you looking forward to most on Double or Nothing coming up on Sunday? Because there really are a lot that you're able to. I think the majority of people are saying Hangman and Ospreay, but there's so many different options that could really go there. There we go. Message is officially pinned to the top for you guys. So if you're done after we're done here, if you're interested, feel free to pop over there. Just a reminder as well, on Saturday we're going to be playing a little more 2K25. I'm going to be doing my prediction show. I'm going to be recording it before we do the 2K25, so it'll just be exclusively on Twitch, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. I will put the video up on our YouTube channel Sunday morning, just so people can get ready for it and be ready to go. But yeah, I don't know if I've been prepared for a break. It feels like this is honestly a breakthrough pay-per-view for me. I haven't had this feeling for a while. Like, for all the crap that they've been dealing with over the last few months here. My son graduates Friday, Saturday, maybe all day party day. And what else can we do here?
Oh, yeah!
Yeah, we'll give you that one there for that. That one especially for the graduation. AEW is custom regaining that momentum they had in 19 to 20. Like, here's the thing, and it's not just the gaining of momentum. It's why did people say they needed AEW? Because WWE was faltering. They had a horrible booker, which I still can't believe isn't in jail. And the product absolutely sucked. I'm not going to say the product sucks now. The product needs some work. But the product isn't as bad as it was back then. But like I said, it's a death by 1,000 cuts. They did another one today with the pull of WrestleMania out of New Orleans. And I wonder how long this is going to go. With the fact that Fletcher's taking on AR Fox. I do hope that AR gets a good sighting on this, but they really need to rebound Kyle a little bit here, because after After losing to Ospreay, McGee is predicting WrestleMania 42 in Saudi or Vegas return. The common rumor right now, and the most reports that are coming down are saying Vegas again. Which I think, like, I've heard from a lot of wrestlers, like watching. A lot of indie wrestlers are saying they're just planning on not going. And personally, this is an opportunity that TK can use. Like, he wants to open up. Oh, it's Jay Lethal. It's not AR Fox. That's a different matchup. This is going to be fun. Oh, we got the hydrate. Oh. Well, Harley just... Oh, first of all, Harley's there. She just sold me on some eye drink. I might have to pick some up tomorrow. I'll see how much the conversion and how much the shipping is to you, Canada. I don't think there's going to be tariff on it. Maybe there is. If that, want WrestleMania 42 in Saudi with CM Punk winning the belt?
Sir, no, sir!
I still say death by 1,000. I don't think they'll ever do WrestleMania in Saudi for the mere fact that nobody will travel there. Like, they're gonna bet on it being. They have to get people to buy tickets, and people aren't going to buy tickets. That's why WrestleMania will not go to Saudi. If it does, I'll be shocked. Because don't even kid yourself. The Saudi shows are bot shows. It's an indie wrestling term where the venue pays for the show, the venue pays for to cover the talent, and everything else gives that to the promoter, and then the promoter. All the promoter has to do is book the show. The venue or whoever paid for it is responsible for selling the tickets. The advantage for the promotion is the fact that they got their money paid no matter what. The advantage for the advantage for the guy paying for it is if he sells more than expected, he gets to keep the extra profit. I love that. Tony just ripping on Don whenever possible. It is great. Like, Tony just simply does not give two Fs anymore. I love how he's like, no, we're gonna. We're gonna try and be impartial here. Yeah, right. I love a quick snap slam like that. Just AEW needs to come back to my hometown, Springfield, Missouri. See, Eric, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that for you at all. And they might do it. In the summer, what they're doing right now is actually rather genius. They're doing these full sessions where they're going to a town for like 3-4 weeks. And the reason I say it's smart is I was part of the last real tour that they had in the summer where they went from venue to venue. During the summer, the number of people that actually want to stay inside for that stuff does come down quite a bit. It really does come down quite a bit. And if you can find a way to cut your costs down. You have a set venue. Everybody's willing to go. You keep your tickets cheap. Because the one thing that people don't talk about with the tickets for AEW, for especially these multi-week sessions, they do keep the cost down so you can buy more of them. In terms of WrestleMania, I just want people to get to places where they actually get. I want to see Fletcher and Cole. I really do right now. Oh, here we go. You guys are going to get to see a great... Oh. I'm going to mute it right now. Just because... Oh. I thought maybe I was going to get a chance to watch the face-off and all the shenanigans during the commercial. But unfortunately for us, it goes straight to full commercial. I think there might be a possibility that we might have to see if we could possibly get it on Triller Live. But I think that's international, so I don't know if we're going to get a chance to do it. But yeah, in terms of the 10 matches that are coming up on the card this weekend, like, we're going to have a ton of fun dealing with each and every one of them. I think the least developed story out of the bunch is probably Briscoe Ricochet for the stretcher match. And even then, they tried to fill that blank up on Wednesday. It was one of those, yeah, we're gonna promote the match, then we'll explain to you why it's important later. Not the best way to book a show, but you know what? It still worked. The old WWF done TV tapings 4 weeks and tapings in 1 month. Eric, TNA still does that to this day. What they've been doing lately for their formula, I don't know if it's a complete 4 weeks. Nick, who was in the chat here earlier, he could explain it better than anybody. He watches it a little bit more. They will do 1 live show and 3 tape shows. Or they will tape, they'll do a pay-per-view and then they'll do 4 weeks of taping the next day at the same venue. So yeah, it is a tried and true method. Like even when I was producing videos, which once again, you can see those videos up on the YouTube channel. Yeah, we would tape like a 3-hour show, right? A typical independent show is 3 hours. Sorry. Just got a message that I was reading there real quick and threw me off guard for a second there. I would, like our typical indie shows around here, about 3 hours. Because they have to book 500 people on a show and try and get them all on. That would break down into like four, possibly 5 shows in terms of an internet setup. It's an effective method, if you don't mind spoilers. Like back then, spoilers didn't mean anything. I love that. You know, he's punching Kyle in the face. That's what he deserves. Oh, close. Only got a 2 there. And there's a hallmark of the figure 4, the reversal. Ha! Well, I thought he was going to do a reverse figure 4 there. That would have been great. Chops back and forth. Oh, is he going to hit? I would love to see him hit. Not even a full round. Let's go straight into that figure four now. I think he's got to watch more that those shoulders are down, Mr. Callis. I love how Archer's trying to tell Fletcher to crawl all the way across the ring when literally all you have to do is turn over or flip one way or the other. I love Callis. He's like, this is how I would cheat. Lethal even has his own little storyline going right now where Jared and Satnam just haven't been getting any matches thanks to Sanjay, but now Lethal's gotten all pissed off that he wants to essentially get out there and do more work himself. Well, Callis is bang on that. A little bit too much time, period. No, it's going to be a played-out superplex if he doesn't get caught. So it looks like we're probably going to get Paragon versus JYV as, or GYV as the main event tonight, which actually won't be bad at all. Oh, right into the knees. I wouldn't say a broken arm, but I'd be more likely to see a broken leg there. Going up, going down. Nope. Yep, nope, yep. That was tough. Good old Callis. Let him go run away. Okay, you enjoy your recording. I'm going to be on after, like I said, we'll be after, right after. Chad, help me out. What's this fine crap? Oh, never mind. Turn around. Oh, it's Alexander and AR Fox. Okay. Well, it looks like the buddies are coming out. So this is one of the two matches that were yeah, we're gonna get these six in a match here on the pay-per-view, guaranteed. Oh, what are we doing for a main tonight? I'm going to take a quick look here, chat. Sorry if I'm all over the place here. I want to see what are we going to get Alexander and AR Fox as our main event tonight? Because that would be odd, honestly. Oh, no, we'll get LFI versus Commander and Speedball Bailey as the main. That's what we'll get. Because for everything we got left, we got the CML.
Call this a sucker riot? Come on, boys. Let's take him to school.
What in the flying fudge? Rez, what are you doing? I got to get a shout out here, but Raiders, thank you. Good to see everybody here.
One more for the good guys.
Follow it, flying in here. How are you doing tonight, Rez? I was quietly in your stream as I was getting ready for tonight. Unfortunately, I was doing a double stream, so unfortunately I didn't have a chance to talk a lot. Let me get the shout out done. Folks, if you're not following Rez, he is an absolute beautiful human being. Good to see everybody here. And Brown Iverson 00, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Players Pit. We're doing good. Today we played our first round of Split Fiction with Kayla J earlier today. Had a lot of fun with that. We're watching a little bit of AEW right now. We're going to have a little WWE 2K25 after the break. For those that are new here, I'm jumping all over the place. You're going to know that if you're in here a lot. My brain is the best of times. For those that don't know, my name is Mike the Ref. I am a variety streamer. I cover sports games. I'm a former referee of 25 years. I am a former pro wrestling commentator. I guess you could never say that you never quit. I haven't done it in a while. Let's put it that way. I do it sometimes here on AEW when the audio goes. But one of our highlights of the week is doing our AEW Collision and AEW Dynamite Sidecast, where the show is available right now on the USA Network in Canada, or TNT in the States. Everybody's watching it while we sit back and chat about it. And immediately follow this, we're going to be doing a little WWE 2K25. And once again, Rez is a beautiful, beautiful human being. We met up through MLB The Show 25, of course, but even if you had done it in a while, you always got that talking skill. Yeah, you talk, well, for me, it's a flowing thing. It's just, and honestly, your skills are par excellence. As show's back on right now, but no, I just find that the biggest thing is we just sit here and talk like a bunch of friends, grabbing a beer, watching some wrestling together. And I've seen different streams have different reactions to different things, and I try to keep things pretty chill around here. And because let's face it, I am not a huge streamer yet. And I am saying that yet because, well, let's face it, let's do the work. Let's get there. Because I know earlier today, somebody in both our communities ended up getting wrapped a little bit because he was a little too excited, which I can tell you privately later if you want. I'm sure he could too. But for me, it's just, the thing about this community is just don't be an idiot. That's all I've ever asked. We might not agree about everything, but don't be an idiot about it. I think we're going to be celebrating our 5-year anniversary. I do believe it's next month. It's a month from today, actually. Our affiliate anniversary here. And I think I've banned maybe 3 people that weren't either bots or graphic artists. I don't think I've done one in about 5 or 6 months here. And that was just because he wanted to troll out about WWE. Well, yeah, once again, get back to the show here just a little bit. Having the Paragons show up against Grizzly Young Vets, this could be a main event in so many different shows. Well, I guess the last of my plugs before everybody disappears. Check out the YouTube channels. They both are in the panels below. Both the gaming and the wrestling. We do have some baseball up there. We do have some wrestling up there. Got a little bit of everything over there. Yeah, that's the gaming channel. Then I think the other one, if I do remember properly. There we go. There's the other one for you, folks. Thanks, Rez. You're all over these things tonight. Because yeah, we got two different YouTube channels, and because we do try to keep the wrestling a little bit separate because, you know, a lot of our gaming fans don't like wrestling and vice versa. We do have a lot of people that come in and just love the content, love hanging around, love talking. I've actually talked to a lot of people that don't actually watch wrestling, but they do like to come in here because not only can I explain to them what's going on, but we can also talk about... We pretty much talk about anything as we're going here. Like I know earlier this week, I think we were talking about the destruction of the Maple Leafs, which, you know, always a win in my book. Of course, we're not going to talk about the destruction of the Oilers, even though I'm not as dedicated a fan as we used to be, but... Oh, here we go. But yeah, just... Oh, this is going to be fun. Like, for anybody that's checking out, this Sunday, we have... Forgive me... Just had to answer that real quick here. Just give it a, just filling in some blanks here. I got a personal message that came in, but no. The one thing I enjoy about these kind of shows right before Collision and that we know they're not going to put a lot of the wrestlers that are not going to be on the main show on Sunday on this show, so you're going to get a lot of different matchups, a lot of different abilities. We are, for example, and of course we have to go to full commercial because we're in Canada and we can't afford picture-picture. We get to see some of the budding rivalries, some of the stuff that might show up on 0 Hour, some of the stuff that might be a little bit all over the place there, so... But, yeah, just wrestling is such a special place right now. Like with AEW, with WWE, with TNA, with, like right now, TNA is running their show on their set of channels right now. In Canada, it's on Sportsnet 360, I do believe. Now that they're down to only 2 games available, so... Used to be like online like NXT used to be for a while where they'd only have it there, but just a heads up, we are getting into an ad break in about 2.5 minutes, so if you don't want to be interrupted in our discussion, feel free to subscribe. Everything always helps the channel. Oh yeah, sorry. But if not, no worries. But yeah, it's whatever wrestling promotion you're looking at right now, and I know we talked a little bit about old school WWF. We've talked about TNA tonight. We talked a lot about WWE, especially with how they dropped the ball today, big time. And I know people are talking about right now, wouldn't it be a kick in the balls? And I saw somebody put this here. So for those that are just coming in and didn't hear the news, TKO, the company...
One more for the good guys.
Riley, thank you for subscribing over on the YouTube channel. Always appreciate you. I really need to get working on that alert to shrink the time down on it so it doesn't kill us that way. Let me put this over here so my face ain't covered every single time we do that. Once again, Riley, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you. Oh, Thanks, Rez. I'll give you that one there just for that. But either way, you get that for the raid. I appreciate you. I wish I had a longer one. Let's throw it twice. See, certain people here in this chat, you know, there's guys like McGee, there's guys like Nats, there's, you know, they usually get this sound when they come in, just because they're usually running away from those people. But no, overall, it's just been a very good week, a very good day. What? By the way, Rez, what are you thinking about the new programs that come out, like the Moonshot? I'll be honest, hitting home runs is not my expertise. I've been trying to do the Moonshot for about, well, a few days just to get the common pitchers, and I can't even get one home run. Of course, I'm playing on All-Star instead of Rookie like most people are. Happy with the new stuff in the game and all the newest stuff tomorrow. Well excited for, yeah, like that color burst. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be honest, I don't get as much MLB time in as I want to anymore, but I do pick up the dailies out of it. Just life's been so busy with wrestling and such that you don't get a chance to do that. It's amazing. We got such a good, like, this match here, I don't know if we would have got a chance to, no, that GYV didn't get a chance to, they weren't there when, was Undisputed there the same time as GYV, guys? As a Schism? Because, yeah, you want to talk about somebody that got wrecked by WWE? These two here. Okay, so they're running Chicago right after All In for the rest of the month. So next month their feature is going to Mexico. So June 18th they're running Mexico. July, they're doing 1 week in Texas, and then they're doing 3 weeks in Chicago. In August, they're a couple weeks on the run, but then they're focusing in on Europe. And then in September, they're doing Philadelphia, then going into Toronto. Yeah, Rez, if you didn't hear, AEW actually announced a show in Toronto September 20th. One of their biggest shows that they used to hold in Chicago every year, known as All Out. It was famous that they used to run, AEW used to run 2 pay-per-views 2 weeks in a row. All Out, oh, there's the high-low, that should be it. That is awesome. The fact they used that. And that's the match we were expecting. And watch this next segment. We're going to get a flash on the screen that we're getting that match guaranteed already. But damn, just thank you for the raid again, Rez. If you're still in here, I know you got a lot of things to do. It is already 9:15, so you might want to take care of yourself a little bit. So, not used to getting the huge raids these days, so. But whether you watch it on YouTube, whether you watch it on Twitch right now, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. We're on our way to 1,000 subs over on YouTube. We just cleared 630. or 640, sorry, for followers over here on Twitch. Callis walking out so much tonight, like 3 times in a row. Why does he just stay out there? I love the, yeah, we just had a little bit too much Don Callis tonight. But yeah, Excalibur's bang on here. Josh Alexander, a blue chip pickup. So are we just basically going to get a promo battle between Callis and Cole throughout this match? I love the fact that they're getting the DraftKings bet right out of the way here. Let's get this plug out of the way. Because the next 10 minutes is just going to be Cole and Callis just going back and forth, non-stop. Wow. Wow. So we're getting the top 3 singles out of it. Hey, Kevin. Thank you once again. I appreciate you. Just glad to have you here, Guzman. But yeah, now we're getting over 850. We're on our way to 1,000. Just firing everything in here. But yeah, we're just having a lot of fun tonight. Just getting ready for Double or Nothing on Saturday. So yeah, the next video that's going to be up on the YouTube channel for wrestling is going to be pre-taped. We're actually going to be pre-taping it on Twitch on Saturday. So. It's going to be our AEW Double or Nothing prediction show. This has been a great show tonight, Kevin. It absolutely has. Like, Double or Nothing is going to be a great show. This has been setting up quite well. Like, every match in here, like, realistically, now that we've had a couple matches announced, it looks like we're getting a little bit more. Well, Collision's 3/4 of the way over already, so. Well, in 10 minutes, it'll be 3/4 over. Unless it has what happened on Saturday, and then it'll be completely over at that point. But let's hope there's no production issues tonight. But, yeah, tonight, setting up that last match. The Rock. I really need to get that boo back on here for you, Nats. No, the fact that there hasn't been anything too earth-rocking tonight. The promo between FTR and Garcia and Nigel was pretty cool. Just got the job done the way it is. The fact they announced the match to announce another match. And like I was saying before, you don't do a whole lot while doing a whole lot tonight. But yeah, we're getting a... not necessarily a filler show, a fill-in-the-gap show, I think is a better way to put it. You want to see a filler show, come see me after we're done here for week 22 of WWE 2K25. Because we got to get a filler show in, 2 filler shows in before our big one coming up. We got a Lenny St. Clair reference here. Like hell, most Canadians don't even know who Lenny St. Clair is, let alone any Americans. All right, Kevin, you have yourself a good night. Mr. Space Bullet, have yourself a great night. Take care. But yeah, this is turning out to be a great one. We're going to be here on Sunday for a sidecast as well, so make sure you stop by and say hello. We're going to be starting about 7 p.m. Eastern, somewhere in that range. We'll be in all night, so you'll be telling you on Sunday. Yeah, just a reminder, if you are in Canada and you use Triller, it is not available. He finally used the C4. Only a 5-minute match, which was pretty much expected. We got 2 matches left tonight. Oh, here we go. Oh, God, here we go. Callis throwing his trash. I love it. I wonder if that's going to be zero. I wonder if that's going to be 0 hour, though. Or is that going to be main show? Because they haven't announced anything for 0 hour yet. Literally. I do think there's going to be one match left that we have to get. I'll just spoil it because, you know, spoilers, hashtag spoilers. Even though I don't want to say it's spoilers because, well, we really don't have a match. It's probably going to be a promo. We're supposed to be getting Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford versus Anna Jay and Harley Cameron. That's the other one I heard we're supposed to get on this card. So let's just get these out of the way here. I know Zodiac's not here, but we'll do him in his honor here. Let's just get that out of the way. But, yeah, I think that's the only match we have left that they said that I've heard that is going to be announced for the card. And look at everything going on. Like that's a healthy 10. That is a very healthy 10 and a very good sighting for what we're going to be seeing here. And I wonder if the pre-show is going to be a lot of these CMLL guys because, well, I guess New Mexico isn't that far from actual Mexico. Sorry, geography. I guess I could be smart enough to figure that one out. But I wonder if they're going to bring these people over to Phoenix to work the pre-show, if anything, right? Give them a few matches in. Let them get some extra work. But yeah, I really do hope that Tony Khan just plays the FU card and he always has to sit here and be the good guy, right? He always has to be positive. He always has to sit back. And I don't mind him just letting, like I said, death by 1,000 cuts. Let WWE, TNA, everybody, AAA, let them all cut themselves. Marigold's having the same issues slowly. Like, I'm sorry, when the promoter for Marigold actually live fat-shamed his champion right now on open video on a show. Like, I'm sorry, when you're burying your own talent that way, that tells me how much you really expect things to go on there. So, yeah, Kenny talked about it on the stream on Tuesday. That's where the idea came from. I went and go take a look, and yeah, he just openly fat shamed his champion. Like,
what the hell is that?
I love the fact that a lot of these matches for the first time in forever can literally be a toss-up. Like, if you're talking to Vegas right now when it comes to a lot of these matches, there are very few that have very strong odds one way or the other. Like, let's face it, Will Ospreay and Hangman Page, that could be a pick'em. Mercedes and Jamie, pick'em. Anarchy in the Arena, realistically could be a pick'em because, well, there's so many X factors there, it's not even funny. Topic of Omega, I was surprised to hear him say he had a oh yeah, he got a tryout in 2012. He was there roughly the same time as Chris Hero when he had his first tryout there. His first run before he got punted out of there. But yeah, that was like early time, just as they turned it into, I guess 2.0 is a better way to put it. Not the new 2.0 with the splash print, which I think you call 2.1. How crazy would it have been if Omega was on the obstacle course at NXT? He wouldn't have done it. He wouldn't have done it. He would have walked away. He would have just said to fuck with this. Mystico. One of the very few wrestlers out of CMLL that basically basically said, that don't work for me, brother. I'll never forget that. He showed up on a Rampage. It was supposed to be a tag match where he was supposed to eat the pin. They ended up having to pull a wrestler and make it a triple threat, so he wasn't involved in the decision. Because he didn't want to take the loss. Say that, but Danielson, well, you know what? Danielson, honestly, I think Danielson had a little bit more confidence in himself and the ability to get into it. It also makes me think that there was a possibility that NXT sort of told Danielson that he was going to advance as far as he did. As much as people say that was a shoot, I don't know how much of a shoot it really was. God, do I love that graphic. All out Toronto, end of September. Unfortunately, I can't afford to go right now. 2025, the travel budget's low. 2026 is when I'm going to start budgeting. Feel that was all Vince? Probably. It has his fingerprints on it. That's the thing. Oh, here we go. Lucha rules. As soon as somebody rolls out of the ring, anybody else can come in. Yeah, this is totally, this is an Excalibur wet dream kind of match here. Just pull out all the technical terms you can out of the lucha box and... If Don Callis chanted fight at you, yeah, I'd be fighting too. Little whippy, 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 woo! Oh, I love how they with the hesitation. It's more of a, I don't know really what you want to do, so we're just gonna wait a second to think about it. Flippy, flippy, fly, fly, flippy, flippy, fly, flippy, flippy, fly, fly, flippy, flippy, fly. Oh, this is amazing. Like, now the crowd's into it. I just hope people don't start throwing change at the ring like they do in Mexico. Paddle? Is that what they're saying? All right, now we got Mystico in here. Let's go. I don't know if you ever slow down the pace in a lucha match. You actually think somebody's going to get a handshake out of this? Come on now. Going underneath, going over, going underneath. Oh, backstabber. Now everybody just start laying the beats out on everyone. And of course, let's go to a full commercial break here. Ugh. But yeah, no, I want to see, like, and that's the other thing. Like, for example, when All Out comes out, I really do hope that a lot of the talent that's in Ontario, in Quebec, like a lot of people that work with Eva Luno and Mystery Wrestling. If you guys aren't familiar, Mystery Wrestling is a promotion that Eva Luno runs out of Gatineau, Quebec. He... funnier than hell. Like it's literally just a throw together promotion. He doesn't announce. He'll announce who's on the show, but he won't announce the matches prior to it. That's where the mystery comes in, and he shows it for free on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Evoluno. If you get a chance, they do a show roughly once every 2 months. I do believe June 27th is their next one. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, like they've brought in Nyla Rose for commentary. I know former TNA star Allie was on commentary too, and it was funny because she hadn't been around wrestling in years, but she just wanted a day to hang out with the boys. So, hey, come down to do commentary. And some of it was relatable, some of it was not. It's a battle royal of who's who. Yeah, like literally it's just, all right, who's going to come down to the show? Hey, we'll figure something out as we go. I know we did end up getting one local talent on the show with heavy metal, now known as Harlan Abbott. Do you think AEW should move pay-per-views at 6 p.m., not at 7? Actually, Eric, AEW pay-per-views run at 8 Eastern. The pre-show starts at 6:30. So, and they run 90-minute pre-shows, so. WWE is the one that moved them up to 7 Eastern. Or 6, depending on if there's a UFC fight later on. Personally, I know I'm being a little selfish here, but I don't mind the later shows. In many ways, if they're going to run a Saturday, I would like them to run a little sooner. Like, don't forget, All In this year in July is an afternoon show. Thanks, Trips. AEW All In is going to be during the I believe it's a 3 Eastern start because WWE decided to put a Saturday Night's Main Event on that night.
What the hell is that?
So anybody that wants to tell me they don't counter program, because it just, shave it, bleach it, and kiss it after. And yes, I try to make that as gross as possible. Personally, I don't mind the 7 p.m. starts if you're only going to do like an hour pre-show. For somebody that works on weekends, I would prefer that they don't do it before the nose has his nose and everything.
Excuse me.
No, I think it's also TKO. Like, they're sort of breaking the number one rule that you have, but TKO's been doing it for a very long time. When you have number one, you don't acknowledge number two. And unfortunately, they are acknowledging number two because they're counter-programming a lot of it. Because remember, this weekend, WWE's running 3 straight shows from Tampa. No, 4 shows. They originally had 5. They actually canceled NXT this week because they only sold 3,000 tickets for a 10,000 seat venue, which is hilarious. Like they actually expected to sell more. Uh-oh. TK sending stuff out. Yeah. I love the fact that he hasn't announced a 0-hour match yet at all. Jesus, Poison Rana, let's go. Going up to the top. Shooting star press, that should finish it. Yep, there you go. You have to have a finish like that because, well, let's face it, we still got one more match yet tonight. We got Commander and Mike Bailey taking on LFI, which is going to be an absolute banger of a match. Which I find interesting that Bailey's going to have to work double duty. Here it is. I told you we have one more match to book for Double or Nothing, and here it is. You know Penelope over there to eat the pin, right? Wow. There's the buy-in match. That's the only buy-in match we have scheduled right now. Yeah, we're definitely going to make sure we're there for that. Yeah, now we got to go through the entire card of what's going to be going down, so. But yeah, this whole card right now, just watching it go by, like, there is so many good matches on it. Like, I honestly feel that we are going to get a bunch of returns and a bunch of debuts. I almost think they might hold off on Cedric right now. There might be a slight possibility they hold off on Cedric just because of some of the impact of some of the stuff they're going to be doing. And I've heard the comments, and we talked about it last night. It feels very Vince-esque to have the stretcher match. I hope they put their own spin on it to make it look a little different. And they're also going to have to work on making it a little different so that they don't match up with the violence of anarchy in the arena. Man, Stokely does not look good in that tracksuit. Not that I could say I'm any better, but... Speedball and Okada, let's go. That is going to be an absolute banger of a match. Like, that match there, if you had to have a holdover match between two major pay-per-views, because you know where we're getting it all in, right? It's going to be Okada Omega, title for title. We're going to create the Intercontinental Championship for AEW. Once again, piss off WWE. And I say that as a verb and an adjective. Yeah. I think Speedball's a perfect choice, but... All right, as we're getting to our main event here, as per tradition over here on the channel, we want to give you a breakdown of exactly what we're going to be doing on the next week. Next time we're going to be on stream is Saturday. This is going to be Twitch exclusive. Probably looking at about 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain, somewhere in that range. There's no real time limit here. Up here in Canada, it's almost impossible to find Saturday night's main events, so I'm not too worried about it. We're going to be doing my AEW prediction show. We'll be recording that to start off. I'll give you my thoughts and my feelings about what's going to be coming up here for the pay-per-view on Sunday. We'll join your feedback as well as we get into it. And then following that, we're going to have week 24, the go-home real PLE of WCW as part of WWE 2K24 My GM Mode Season 1. Following that, all we got is WrestleMania, and that'll be next Saturday. Sunday, we will be here. We're looking roughly around 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Pacific with AEW Double or Nothing. That will be available both on YouTube and on Twitch. And then between Monday and Tuesday, a little bit up in the air about when we're going to be on, but we are going to be on because, well, frankly, I'm on holidays and I got a little bit of editing to do. But other than that, we're going to get some Split Fiction done with Kayla J. We had a blast with it earlier today. That video will be going up next week on the YouTube channel for you to catch up on. And as well, might be able to get some MLB The Show, might get some City of the Wolves, might get some Capcom Fighting. There are too many goddamn games to catch up with right now. So we'll figure out what we're going to do here. Hopefully on Monday and Tuesday. But next Wednesday, we will be here both on YouTube and on Twitch for the fallout of AEW Double or Nothing. Join us for then. But then after that, exclusively over on the Twitch channel, we will have the debut of our co-op online My GM for WWE 2K25. Myself and Zodiac, and possibly a few others. Got to make sure I can confirm them, make sure we can get them on. Will be available. So we're going to run down and try our own hack at GM work against each other. And maybe have a charity involved as well. So,
What did I ever do to you? Besides stage, drop you headfirst into thumbtacks and choke you with a chain. You may have a point, but here's mine. I'm sorry. I've made mistakes, but I am a very dangerous person. So be careful who you push, because they just might push back.
wow. All right. Stat's trying to apologize in every way possible, and Willow's just not hearing it. I wonder if she comes out for an assist during that match. I wonder how crazy we do get for that. But to finish up the spiel here before we're done, for those on YouTube, thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. The more thumbs up we get, the more people will see the stream. And for those over on the old Twitch channel, make sure you hit the follow button if you haven't already. And if you really like what you see, consider hitting the subscribe button. Twitch Turbo is, or Twitch Prime is free. You get one free one every month, and I'd be honored if you consider using it on this channel. Everything that we get goes back towards the channel itself. And we are also raising funds for jack.org right now for helping youth and young adults learn about mental health and the keys to helping themselves deal with mental health issues. But no matter what, folks, thank you for being here. No matter what anybody says, it is a pleasure to have you here. I'd say that more about McGee and Nats here. More about, you know, they're the ones insulting you, not me. Not me. No, he's just thinking, I'm just going to. I kid. God, do I love that gear on Roosh. Oh, and a special note for everybody who's coming in on Sunday. I will open up the call-in spot. So if you have a camera or a mic and I don't think you're going to be a moron, I will let you on. So through Twitch. But it's not available on YouTube. It is available on Twitch. Oh, I love the gear. I love that Dralistico comes through the crowd and speed up this match. No offense to Speedball. But I have to say this, after everything that's gone on tonight and everything that's been showing up here, Adam Cole has a future after wrestling. I think it's guaranteed that he could sit here with a mic and analyze matches like no other. Well, there's some sponsorship money. Every time they say I drink, they get paid, right? Isn't that the way it works? I love how Shivani just says Roosh is a maniac. Like, duh. So it'd be the first time WrestleMania went back-to-back in the same cities in 4 and 5. Yeah. If it's confirmed, Jay Quick, let's just let's put that little caveat in there just to be safe. By the way, good to see you here tonight. I just think it's absolute BS that, you know, somebody makes a deal and then all of a sudden somebody else can offer more money, so we're going to pull you out. And well, they're trying to say, oh, it's because of funding and security issues, and we're all calling bullshit, right? Like, there's got to be an eventual point where they got to realize that us as wrestling fans are not as stupid as they think we are. Like, don't get me wrong, like, the overall intelligence of most of us wrestling fans, well, I think our brains just basically decide to check out after a while, but still, when it comes to something like this, like, we're not dumb. TKO's always been about money, and they always will be about money. And Ace Austin's, well, Ace is officially a free agent now? Hey, what's going on, Roosh? That's a Samoa Joe spot. You're not allowed to use that. Just a straight walk away like that. But yeah, like, I wonder where he'll go. He might go to Japan. He might go to MLW too, because apparently there's a lot of people getting let out of their contracts in MLW. And they're looking to pick up a lot of those people that a lot of people will try to oh my God, they're going to let us go picture in picture, or they just somebody wasn't watching and missed the button. Smo Joe sue you for gimmick infringement. That's when it comes to getting money. But no, if you haven't heard, MLW, Major League Wrestling, I do believe they're based out of, I think they're like East Coast, Philadelphia-ish kind of. It's another major promotion. They don't have like a real home. They are actually letting a lot of talent out. Like, I think one of the first ones that they announced was Janai Kai, who was their first featherweight champion. She was, she didn't get her contract renewed. So she'll be going anywhere she wants right now. AEW, did they do a double taping last night, or is this two separate nights? I'm assuming this is, I thought this was a two-nighter. But that actually would make a lot of sense if we're not getting the picture-in-picture like we normally do, but... And it's smart for them to do a double taping for this, right? That way, like I said, they have 4 days to... If anybody gets injured, they can rally around, they can fix things up. And quite often what they'll do, Eric, and if they're doing a double taping like this, like right now, it's not as bad when you're in the Eastern time zone or the Western time zone like they are in Phoenix. Because right now in Phoenix, it is 6:50 at this time tonight. When they're on the East Coast, typically what they'll do is they'll tape 1 hour Collision before the show and then 1 hour Collision after. And in many ways, you can tell by the crowds, right? But I think, no, in this time zone, you can pretty much go back to back. It's not a big deal. Everybody's going to be out of there by, unless they're going to do some Ring of Honor probably to start the show. Commander's just swearing right now to wish Kevin Knight was here finally. I love how you have to do a drop kick instead of going for a tag right there. It is a luchador thing, and I like I said, once again, like we were talking about this, you know, putting brains in neutral here when it comes to thinking sometimes. We got 5 minutes left, so I think I wonder if Okada shows up tonight. I assume Speedball gets the win ahead of his match with Okada on Sunday. Speedball's such a great athlete. I really wish we had the opportunity to see him sooner. Because if you didn't know, and we talked about this on the channel before, Speedball is one of the 2 wrestlers in AEW right now that had received a 5-year ban from wrestling in the States. The other one being Josh Alexander. For those that aren't familiar, you do need a special working visa to work in the States. That's why Hikaru Shida isn't available right now, because she's working on getting her visa. Once again, Nats, you probably saw the pictures of Kenny Omega cat sitting for Hikaru Shida. It's one of the cutest things ever. It's also funny trying to watch Kenny Omega try to do streaming by himself for the first time. And the fact that he couldn't figure out how to end it. So in your opinion, does Swerve Team have another partner if the Death Riders have Gay Kid? Jay Quick, I will I will give my final prediction on that on Saturday. I don't want to spoil it because I want to do a predictions video on this, which I think is it's pretty obvious, but I will say in a very quick answer, yes. But if you want to find out, stop by on Saturday to catch it live, or else check it out Sunday on the YouTube channel, as we are going to be, I'll be putting up that. At least with Speedball, you know, he actually sells it the right way. Jesus. But yeah, we'll be doing a prediction show on Saturday. Since we don't have any AEW to worry about, Collision's not on. Probably start a little bit earlier. I do have to work during the day, so I want to make sure that I get through that first. What are they? Uh-oh. Speedball didn't get up all the way, but he still made it. Jesus. Commander just said, yep, we're going for a ride here. I love how Roosh is still doing the LFI pose, even though he's down and out. Oh, no. Double shooting star presses. Only one guy's legal, Rick. Hey, Knox, this ain't a tornado tag. You moron. Moron's the right term, right? Moron, doofus, idiot. Sorry, if he wasn't the Bucks' personal referee, he probably wouldn't be around anymore. I'll be straight serious about that. Oh, random destroyer out of nowhere. Let's go. Bailey hit the kick, but the momentum of the kick took Roosh into the pin. Doofus works. Hey, there we go. Hey, King, how you doing tonight? We're just watching the main event here of AEW Collision tonight. LFI taking on Commander and Speedball Bailey. This is turning into a fun match. How you been doing? I gotta admit, a little bit tired, but, you know, still waiting to go because, well, I already did stream for 3 hours earlier today with Split Fiction with Kayla J. All right, Angel Eyes off the second rope. Angel's Wings, sorry. No, we started Split Fiction. I'm absolutely loving that game, by the way. We got through the first 2 chapters today. I guess it's the prelude in the first chapter. I did an absolute fun time with it. Poison run out of nowhere. And Speedball getting ready. That's it. We're done. What a way to finish. And we're actually finishing on time tonight. No, life's been good. Been busy. Don't you screw things up now. You damn picture. You've been doing good so far tonight. No real production snafus yet. We're going to end on Okada and Speedball in the ring going for the pay-per-view. So think about this, chat. Just think about the faith that AEW has. Your go-home segment to your go-home show is essentially the focal point that is supposed to sell you on the pay-per-view. The 2 matches that they've decided to use for the go-home spots. Anarchy in the Arena, because let's face it, the main event match doesn't count at that point. And then we also get Okada and Bayley. How much faith does he have in Bayley and Okada to sell pay-per-views? Well, Bayley, why did you lift the title over your head? You need to realize that is not a thing. That's not a thing you do. I know AEW doesn't do a lot of tropes, but I still think they do that one. That is not a good way to finish. That is not a good way to... If you're going to run away with the title and it's going to be up on a pole in a ladder match, fine, but no, don't do that. But yeah, they're going to be doing a... Yeah, unfortunately in Canada, we don't get the countdown show either, so I can't even go there. For those watching on TNT, you still get a countdown show for another hour. For us here in Canada, we don't get that privilege, so we're going to be... Well, let's wrap up the show. What did you guys think overall tonight? I think overall this is pretty much one of those perfect shows just to set up a great pay-per-view coming up this weekend. In terms of matches, you know, we only had 2 extra matches booked, physically booked tonight. Where, you know, you had the Paragon taking on the Don Callis family, as well as Harley Cameron and Anna Jay taking on Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. You had the Don Callis family in action tonight. Pretty decent match. They end up getting the victory as always. Kyle Fletcher beating Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal out there putting on a great performance. Sort of setting up the hints of that trios match we talked about earlier. And Josh Alexander once again setting up that same match. Had the contract signing with FTR and Garcia and Danielson. Beautiful setup there. You had your CMLL match. Just highlighting the luchadors that they're going to be using at Grand Slam Mexico in that whole week. Because a lot of people don't realize that they're doing a three show tour of Mexico that week. Just only one's going to be on AEW TV. They're doing a direct CMLL versus AEW versus NJPW show on the Tuesday, I do believe. And then they're going to be using a regular lineup for their typical Friday show, which they always run every week for CMLL. So it's going to be a fun week in Mexico for AEW, for New Japan, for all the partners put together. It's going to be a bit of a blast. But speaking of blast, we're going to have a blast this Sunday with AEW Double or Nothing. With that being said, I think that's going to wrap up this portion of the show. For those on Twitch, hang on. We're going to go to a break and set up the Xbox and get 2K running right away. For those on YouTube, the pinned message in the chat will direct you directly over to our Twitch channel if you're interested in joining us as well. We do a little... I book the matches for my GM show. Then we watch the matches. We talk about wrestling. We talk about, well, pretty much anything we want as we're going along here. And these videos will be going up on our Backbreaker Gaming video games channel. Backbreaker_gaming. Week 22 will be going up tomorrow. Week 23 will be going up on Saturday. Just to make sure you guys can catch up before we get to... Week 24 coming up this Saturday. So, but with that being said, we are going to hit some commercial breaks on Twitch right away. So, Double or Nothing's going to be freaking great. Absolutely, David. And for those on YouTube, once again, I want to thank you for being here. You've been talkative. You've been very influential in what we've been talking about all together tonight. And you've been loud and you've been important. And you're always important to me. So, once again, everybody, thank you for being here on that end. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up for the like button. Tell all your friends about us so maybe we can have a little bit bigger party here on Sunday. And once again, everybody, thank you for being here, and we will see you all here next time on the Backbreaker Video YouTube channel. Take care, everybody.